Right, I've been observing a rugby league prop, and his first skill strength is running a line and catching the ball just before getting to the line with his arms outstretched and catching with the correct technique, which and running at the right gap, which means his team can gain more yards and get into a better position to put a play on to score a try. And he did this 4 times in the footage that I saw. His second skill strength is late footwork just before getting to the line when running the ball in, and the short footwork means that his defence have to make more decisions late on, and means that he's harder to tackle. So again, he gains more yards, and his team's in a better attacking position. And he did this twice. A tactical strength was wrestling in the tackle, which is when he holds him down to get more time for his defence to run back, and it meant that the attacking team's in a worse position and get a slower play of the ball, so his defence can pressure and either force an error or stop them getting as many yards as they would have. Another tactical strength is working from marker. So that's standing at marker after the tackle, then pressuring the attacker with the ball, and it means they make less yards and are more prone to making mistakes, which could result in them getting the ball back. So that's why it's good. And he did this 4 times as well. A fitness strength is strength, and strength is the amount of force a muscle can exert against a resistance, which meant that he can dominate the tackle and outstrength the attacker. And again, giving the defence more time to get back and to reset the line and to put the attack under pressure, so they're in a worse position to put players on to score a try, and so they're less likely to score. Another fitness strength is power, and power is the combination of using strength and speed at the same time. He uses this when running the ball in, as he has good leg drive, which gains extra yards and puts his team in a better position on the pitch to put another move on to score a try. A major skill weakness is short passing, which was because he had poor technique, as he had a low elbow and it wasn't accurate. And yeah, it caused his team to lose the ball, and the opposition to get into a good attacking position with the ball. And he did this 3 times. Another skill weakness is catching, because he knocked on once, and it was due to not watching and expecting the ball, and didn't extend his arms either, so it was poor catching technique, which again resulted in the other team getting the ball back and getting into a better attacking position, all because of his mistake. A tactical weakness was slow line speed, meaning in defence he didn't move off the line quick enough, or couldn't keep up with his own team in defence, which meant that the attacker with the ball ran at him and gained more yards than he could have done if he got off his line quicker, which was bad for the player I'm watching, because his team's in a worse position to defend, and are going to get tired quicker from more defending. Another tactical weakness was getting caught offside, which gave the other team a penalty, and again gave them extra yards and a better field position and more chance of putting good players on to have a better chance of scoring a try, and it meant that the defence had more work to do again, tiring the forwards out, so they have to be subbed off quicker. Fitness weakness was cardiovascular endurance, which is the ability of the heart and lungs to supply oxygen to the muscles, which cause them to tire out quicker and can't cause any impact for a long time. So he needs to be subbed off quicker. So yeah, that's a weakness. Another fitness weakness is speed, and speed is when the whole body can move quickly, and yeah, his bad speed meant the defence could pressure him quicker, and he gained less yards, and he was in a worse attacking position than he could have been if he had better speed. So his major weakness was his short passing, that he messed up 3 times, and it caused loss of possession and the other team to regain the ball. The perfect model for this would be to, in preparation, so his arms outstretched to catch the ball, and slow down just before the line to draw a defender on with a W grip on the ball just before he passes it. And then in the execution, he should aim for the opposite shoulder of the person he's passing to, and all in one fluent movements with a high elbow. And in the recovery stage, follow through with his arms pointing at the person he's passing to and straighten up his run. So yeah, that's the perfect model. In order to improve this performance, I would create an action plan with the aim to improve pass completion rate from 60 to 90%. In order to establish the current level of ability and track his progress throughout the plan, I would perform video analysis on his technique and test his short passing by analysing footage of a short game. The plan lasts 8 weeks, and they'd take part in 2 sessions a week, and each session would last around 20 minutes. The reason I do this would be because they're high level and need time for other elements of the game in training. So in stage 1 of the plan, he would be stood with a partner 5 metres apart and would just be passing back and forth. Just be passing back and forth for 15 to 20 minutes. For 15 to 20 minutes twice a week, just for 1 week. The teaching points that would be focused on would be to focus on correct technique, and making sure there's a high elbow and the pass is accurate and to the opposite shoulder of the person who's passing to. It's a closed and fixed skill. It's mass practice, which means that the correct technique's drilled into him and he remembers the right way to do it. It's internally paced to start off with, so it's not too hard, so he's not making even more mistakes. For the success criteria, he'd move on when no mistakes are made in 15 minutes of doing the drill. And for the link to skills, it'll mean that passing's better and less mistakes are made. For stage 2, I'd have him with a partner again, but running this time with the ball. Oh no, sorry. For stage 1, the regression would be to regression would be to take the time and to slow down if it was too hard, and to progress if it was too easy. Add movement, so running while passing. Stage 2 would be 2v1s, so the main player and a partner running with the ball and making the right decision to get past one defender, and the defender has a tackle bag and pressures him, and he has to make the right decision whether to pass or not to get past the defender. This would last 2 weeks, 20 minutes a session, 2 sessions a week. The teaching points would be the right timing of the pass and technique and accuracy, and making the right decision whether to pass or not. It's more of an open skill, as there's a defender pressuring, but there's not too many decisions to be made. It's fairly low organisation, as they're still in the early stages of the plan, so it can't be too hard in case he starts making more mistakes again. So he needs it to still be quite easy, so he can progress. The success criteria is to move on when the passing is good and he makes the right decision 9 times out of 10. And the links to skills are that there will be less bad passes and less mistakes made again, and retain possession for longer. Regression is, if it's too hard, make defender static, so he can just focus on time in the pass and right technique, and drill it into him the right way to do it. But to progress, if it's too easy, I'll turn it into a 3v2, so there's more decisions to be made, and yeah. For the mid-plan assessments, there'd be video analysis of drills. If correct technique is carried out, then he can move on. For stage 3, it would be a 5v5 game, which would last 20 minutes, 2 sessions per week, 2 weeks. The teaching points would be to make sure correct technique and time is used again, but in a more real game situation this time, to try and get used to being in a normal game again, and to bring his skills into the game. It's open and externally paced and high organisation and complex. And to get used to the game situation. For the success criteria, He can move on when 8 out of 10 passes are accurate and none of them and not dropped. For the link to skills would be that he can pass effectively and put teammates through gaps in the defence, and as a result gain more yards. For regression, if it's too hard, I'd reduce the number of defenders. And to progress, if it's too easy, I'd do the drill. I'd do the 5v5 game after a fitness drill, so that he's more tired. When he's doing the game, so that it's harder for him to make decisions when he's tired. So he gets used to it, and it becomes easy for him. For stage 4, I do a 13v13 game, but in the game there'd be 3 defenders. The player I'm focusing on would be on the attacking team, and there'd be 3 defenders on the defending team with 3 bibs, and these players are, when the coach shouts, these players would be called off, so then there's more gaps in the defence, and so the player can capitalise on these gaps and make the right decisions to put his teammates through a gap in the defence. This would last 3 weeks. You do 2 sessions a week, and they each last 30 minutes. The teaching points would be focusing on accuracy of passes and timing and technique. Again, all in a game situation, to get him used to putting it all into a normal game again, so that he does it in a game and helps his team out in a game. It's open, externally paced, high organisation, complex. For the success criteria, he can move on when 8 out of 10 passes are completed and not dropped by the receiver, and all accurate and with correct technique. For regression, I'd reduce the number of defenders even more, and yeah, so there's some more gaps in the defence for him to exploit. For progression, I'd reduce the number of defenders with bibs, so it's harder because there's less gaps in the defence. For the post-plan assessments, I'd post-plan assessments. In order to establish how much they have improved, I'll perform video analysis and test again to see if they make any mistakes.